Hello coders, I welcome you all. In this video, we are going to discuss constants in Python. Main purpose of this video is to differentiate constants with variable as a constant, because students are confused with constants and variable as a constant. In programming, we are writing like this: amount is equal to, suppose, 1000. So here 1000 is an integer constant and amount is a variable. We will discuss variable in the detail. So please remember, here 1000 is a constant, integer constant, and this amount is a variable. So suppose if we want to change this amount, then we are writing like this: amount is equal to amount plus 1, right? We are not writing 1000 is equal to 1000 plus 1. This is invalid. So please remember, that's why here 1000 is a constant. So what is constant? Constants refer to fixed values that do not change during the execution of a program. So during the execution of a program, we are not changing 1000. We are changing amount, and amount is a variable, and here 1000 is a constant. Python supports several types of constants: numerical constants and character constants. Numerical constants can be integer constants or real constants, also called as floating point constants. Character constants can be single character constants or string constants. Please remember, Python doesn't have character constant. In Python, if you write single character, Python will consider it as a string. So let me show you this practically. So let's jump to Jupyter Notebook. So if we write like this: amount is equal to 1000. So this is an example of integer constant. So an integer constant refers to a sequence of digits like this. Let me print amount. So this is an integer constant. So if we write amount is equal to 100.2. So this is an example of real, also called as floating point constant. So when to use floating point constant? So if we want to represent quantities that vary continuously, such as distance, heights, temperatures, prices, and so on. So these quantities are represented by numbers containing fractional parts like 100.2. So this is floating point constant, also called as real constant. So let me use single character A. Let me check type of this variable. As you can see, output is string type. So as I said, Python doesn't have character constant. In Python, if you write single character, Python will consider it as a string. So if we write name is equal to Priyam, and let me check type of name, string. Both are same. So this is integer constant, this is floating point, also called as real constant, string constant, and string constant. Python doesn't have character constant. And what about this name? Name and amount, these are variables. Please remember, currently I am explaining variable in terms of programming point of view. We will discuss variables in detail. So what is variable? Variable is a data name that may be used to store a data value. Variable may take different values at different times during execution. So as I said, suppose if we want to change this amount, then we can write amount is equal to amount plus 10. Let me print amount, that you can see over here. Please remember, here we are changing this amount, variable. We are not changing this constant. Constant is constant. So here we can't write 100 is equal to 100 plus 1, that you can see over here. So please remember, here 1000, 102, A, Priyam, all are constants, and these all are variables. So during execution, we are changing variables, not constants. So now let's discuss declaring a variable as constant in Python. So we may like the value of certain variables to remain constant during the execution of a program. In C programming, we can achieve this by declaring the variable with the qualifier const at the time of initialization, like this: const int, which is data type, number of students. So this is a variable, is equal to 80. So here 80 is constant, integer constant. So the bad news is that Python doesn't support constants. So by convention, Python uses a variable whose name contains all capital letters to define a constant. So if we are defining whole name contains all capital letters, it's telling to the programmer, when encountering variables like this, you should not change their values. These variables are constant by convention, not by rule. So please remember, there is no predefined type for a constant in Python, but we can use some third-party libraries like pconst. So let me show you variable as a constant in C. So for that, let me write has include stdio dot h and let me write void main and const integer amount is equal to 1000 and let me try to change this amount. So let me write amount is equal to amount plus 1 and let me write printf %d and amount to print this amount. So let me save this and let me try to execute this code. As you can see here, assignment of read only variable amount, and here is error because we can't change this constant. So this way we can define variable as a constant in C. Let me show you this in Python. So now let's discuss variable as a constant in Python. As I said, we can write like this, amount is equal to 1000. So as I said, by convention, Python uses a variable whose name contains all capital letters, define a constant. As I said, these variables are constant by convention, not by rule. So we can change the value of this variable in Python. As I said, there is no predefined type for a constant in Python, but we can use some third-party library to define variable as a constant. Let me show you this. So for that, first we have to install one library, pip install pconst. Let me execute this cell. I already installed this library. So for me, requirement already satisfied. So let me import from pconst import const. Let me execute this cell. Now we can write const dot amount is equal to 1000. Now let me try to initialize it once again. Amount is equal to 1001. Let me execute this cell. As you can see here, constant error. Constant value of amount is not editable. We can't change this because now amount is constant. Also, we can't write const amount is equal to 1000 plus 1. Let me execute this cell. As you can see here, again constant error. Constant value of amount is not editable. So this way we can define variable as a constant in Python. I'm sure you get difference between constant and variable as a constant. Hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe this channel. If you like this video, smash that like button. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care. Bye bye. See you in the next video.